Hello and welcome to the Idiot Book Nook. My name's Blazewing, my pronouns are she, her, and they, them.
I am the reading dragon, and my pronouns are she, her.
I'm Lady Punnet. My pronouns are primarily she, her. Sometimes they, them. Today is a they, them type of day.
And I'm Crittershy. My pronouns are she, her, with a sprinkle of they, them.
Welcome to episode 91 of the Idiot Book Nook. We inch ever closer to episode 100. Today, we're doing the discussion portion for our brand new book, The Thief, part of the Queen's Thief series by, what is our author's name?
Megan Whalen Turner.
Before we get into that, though, if you'd like to follow us on social media, you can do so at linktr.ee/idiotbooknook. You'll be able to find links to all of our individual socials, to our podcast, to our YouTube channel. And don't forget that we are now filming at 9 a.m. on Wednesday mornings. We have moved back to a morning schedule on account of my school schedule. Sorry about the shifting, guys, but if you'd like to come and join us on a Wednesday morning, if you'd like to keep us company, or you'd like us to keep you company, you are more than welcome to do so. While we do our discussion portion, we do actually include audience members from our Twitch chat. And you're welcome to come and join us for that, and potentially have your ideas voiced here live on the podcast.
We enjoy us with your morning commute, your morning break, or even just your morning.
Yeah. Like if you like having someone to listen to in the mornings, we are
or
available.
Maybe you work.
We do the talkie talk.
Yep.
We do the talkie talk. Maybe you have a job where you're allowed to listen to stuff while you're working.
Yeah.
We are also for ADHD-addled brains. So we go off on tangents a lot. Makes for great discussion, makes for great comedy some days. As I'm sure you've noticed with some of our previous episodes and some of the tangents we've gone off on.
It's crazier in the evenings when we go to our evening schedule.
Yeah, well, I mean, by that point, all of our meds have worn off, so...
Basically.
So the way these episodes work, if you're just joining us for the first time, is we read a chapter, and then we do an episode...
Have my meds.
What?
I'm trying to remember if I had my meds.
ADHD problem number 4,859. Have I taken my meds today? You know how they say our meds are, like, addictive, and that's why they're so highly controlled? Yeah, I wish they were addictive. It'd be great if I could actually fucking remember to take them.
Right?
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta check if I took my birth control, because if I took my birth control, that means I took my...
All right.
All right.
See, I just want to get some of those timer caps. So like you said it for every 12 hours, the bottle's supposed to get opened. And so you can see physically, when's the last time I opened this shit?
Mm-hmm.
I heard a resounding fuck coming from Lady Punnet.
I heard that too.
We know she didn't take her meds, or she put them in whatever she usually takes them in, and it got knocked over by one of her fur babies.
So
both are plausible.
If you're just joining us for the first time, like I said, we usually read a chapter, and then that's like an episode all on its own. 1 second.
Bless you.
Thank you. We usually spend an episode reading a chapter, and then we spend the next episode discussing it and talking about it and tearing it apart, seeing how we feel about it and examining it from multiple perspectives. Again, we bring our audience into it. We do all the talking. You guys all you have to do is type in chat. That's it. So, what was the fuck about?
I didn't take them.
You're not pregnant, are you?
I'm pretty sure that's not how it works.
Just asking!
We just got to make sure.
Listen, biology can be really weird some days. I have a story about that. Remind me to tell you when we're done.
I'll be right back. I'm leaving you guys unsupervised for a couple minutes.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Unless I'm like the next Virgin Mary, or if I've turned into an African tree frog.
So I actually have a story that is not Twitch appropriate. Remind me to tell you when we're done today.
Okay. Oh yeah, we also have a reward to get redeemed when Critter gets back.
The rant?
No, Ferret redeemed a bombs away.
We already did that.
Oh, we already did that.
Fuck, I missed it.
We did it as a time filler.
Look, sometimes I cannot control what my stomach wants and my bowels want.
You're fine.
Okay.
Ferret says, love you too, Dragon.
Also, I keep getting this commercial on Twitch for a Splash, Blast, and Fizz drink.
I don't know.
What's a Blast and Fizz?
With that, guys, we have started a brand new book. The Queen's Thief. The first book of which is titled The Thief. I don't know how much there's going to be to talk about this chapter because we're not really into the midst. We're not really kind of into it yet. We're just kind of... We're still world building at this point. I think that's usually the first couple of chapters of most books.
How do you guys... Like, what are your first impressions so far?
So, I have a couple of points. First, I don't have all of the information I need to make this assumption, but the Magus is a dick. But then again, he's dealing with prisoner. We all know how law enforcement and the upper echelon are with prisoners. They fucking despise them. 2.
Or they at least act like they do.
2. Our protagonist is a little shit, and I think I'm going to grow to like him. The fucking attitude, man. The fucking attitude. And I am actually loving the descriptiveness of Chapter 1 and the inner monologue of Chapter 1. You like them already? Yeah, me too, Ferret. Me too. Yeah, no, I'm loving the descriptiveness so far in the inner monologue of Chapter 1.
Just wait until we get into the meat of it.
I love painting scenes with words so you can actually visualize what's going on. The more descriptive you are, the better it usually is for me. Some of my favorite scenes have been pages of nothing but description. I get that's not a thing for everyone, but just my thought.
Maybe we should add Anne of Green Gables to the list then.
Yes, Anne of Green Gables.
Headstrong, fiery redhead who take no shit from man.
Yep, and she is a Canadian icon, actually.
Yep. And is my namesake.
So funny story, I've actually been to Lucy Maud Montgomery's house. I visited it, the tourist attraction on PEI.
Cool.
So yeah, loving the descriptiveness. The Magus is a dick, and our protagonist is a little shit, and I love the attitude that he radiates.
Are any of them hot, though? This is an important question.
We don't know.
I do, but I'm not going to spoil shit.
So, Dragon. 1 moment while Critter kisses the bird.
Sorry, I didn't realize.
You're good. Neppy says, Critter, I love your hair.
Thank you.
For those of you that can't see, Critter has actually dyed hair purple.
Yeah.
It is an absolute glorious color. If you're listening to this on Spotify, I do upload a video file, so you should be able to see that on Spotify as well. Birdie Love, absolutely.
Yeah. Birdie Love!
So
the color, for those of you who would want your hair to be this color, is Arctic Fox's Purple AF. It is Purple AF.
So, what else are we thinking about Chapter 1?
Lady Bunny, what are your thoughts on Chapter 1 so far?
Words. Lots and lots of words.
How do you like being a Magus?
I don't care for it too much. He's kind of mean.
Just wait. Just wait.
Is he hot though?
Just wait.
Dragon's not going to tell us.
No
spoilers.
We don't do spoilers here. We get into the thick of it. We figure things out as we go.
That being said, if you are that curious, I have a personal narration because I've narrated this book on my own on my YouTube channel, The Reading Dragon, which is on my link tree, which you can get through the Idiot Book Nook's link tree.
Neppy says, Lady Pun is like, I'm not awake enough for this. You're not wrong. We moved back. This is our first morning back. Like, this is our first episode back in the mornings, and we're all having to adjust. I was not awake this morning. I was, when we left mornings, I was like starting to get used to it. I was actually somewhat awake. Not anymore. 4 months took it out of me.
I'll admit, because I normally function at this hour, I'm probably the only one where like this is part of my usual.
Yeah.
That's only because I'm used to waking up at like 6 a.m. every day.
Same. When I actually go to bed at a reasonable time.
So,
doesn't mean I fall asleep right away, though.
What else have we got for chapter 1?
There's definitely like, obviously our protagonist, thinks a lot of their abilities. There's been some hint of proof that those abilities are not completely, he's not completely full of hot air.
He stole the king's seal. Apparently.
Yeah, exactly. And like was able to like hide in the treasury for like a night or whatever to like take a nap on money like Scrooge McDuck. So
also, King's a dick.
Yeah,
yep.
King's massively a dick. He screams used car salesman.
Yeah, there's a reason I read him the way that I did.
Nailed it.
Just wait.
But yeah, there's definitely it's the kind of chapter where so far they've done good world building in the sense that it's brought up as the thing that everybody knows as you need it. It's not force fed to you like you're an idiot. Yes, Grim. Oh my God. There. They see you.
Grim has opinion.
Mwah. Yes, big wings. You're adorable. Mwah. Mother, they're not paying attention to me.
I know how that feels. My cat is literally laying outside my door right now.
Yeah. Hey, I went outside for a break. I was leaning on the door, and I hear on the fucking door. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not. Timelines-wise, it's kind of hard to pinpoint exactly where we are. Definitely doesn't feel modern.
Nope, it doesn't. I'm getting very much medieval feeling.
Yeah, but not totally Dark Ages. So
this kind of actually takes place in an alternate version of what era? But it's basically like the parts of Europe where places like Italy would be.
So like part of like say like are we talking like
Renaissance?
Kind of. More of a Renaissance.
More Renaissance, less Iron Age.
Yes. Well, kind of like getting into the beginning of Iron Age.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so quite. All right.
Yeah, because there's like because I've read first book. First book is kind of its own thing. I had only started reading the second book before I had to like stop for reasons, but it's definitely more Renaissance, getting into the Iron Age sort of feel.
Or you would flip those around. Iron Age.
Either way.
Yeah.
Either way.
It's kind of like okay. It's kind of like alternate universe probably has a few mix of different things.
But it's more like alternate universe, alternate history sort of thing.
Gotcha.
Okay. And it definitely, this is the kind of chapter that would suck me in and like makes me want to keep reading.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I was actually really drawn to this chapter. Like, I'm hesitant starting off new books because the first few chapters can be really drawn out, really long, and really slow. I'm not getting that with this. Unlike the Bartimaeus trilogy book that we did, I'm not getting that vibe. I'm getting more getting an idea of kind of our surroundings, getting an idea of what the people are going to be like, the writing style. Like I'm sinking right into it.
And yeah, it definitely it gives you the information you need in like a nice tone. Like there's a little bit of comedy, but like it's not too much. Like it's appropriate, and it gives us a sense that the protagonist has a fairly dark sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
I love you too.
It's a very good point, Grim. Well spoken.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He aims to please.
What else have we got?
So we know he's been in prison for like a significant amount of time, clearly underfeeding him. That the chain supposedly around his waist has gone to the point where it's loose, but not loose enough that his hips can be through.
That being said,
He's also
sorry, go ahead.
He's also apparently one of the few prisoners who's not allotted any outside time, which makes sense given the fact that he has proclaimed that, given him enough time, he can escape anything.
So that paints actually a picture all in itself, because even though his hips can't fit through the chain around his waist, I believe they said something about his arms, the one on his arms, which were useless, which means he's lost a lot of weight. The fact that he's not given any outside time points to him being in solitary.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is torture.
Mm-hmm.
Makes me wonder what he did.
Well, I think this is the kind of kingdom where you wouldn't have to do very much to be treated like that.
Fair.
Yeah.
There's definitely hints that, like, if the king doesn't like you or if it fits what he needs, you can just disappear.
Pretty
Fair.
much.
Lady Punnet, continue with your thought. Sorry.
So, fuck, where to go? Since he's been in solitary for so long, they're clearly being also very, very careful what they can and can't give him, because if he is your stereotypical rogue, any thin instruments given to him most likely can be used as a lock-picking mechanism, unless they were smart and literally just had the mandibles and the chain around his waist like soldered around him.
I mean, that's not beyond the realms of possibility, I would think, in a situation like this so far from what we've seen.
Which, I mean, would probably be the smartest thing to do. Another thing I've noticed is that they stated that Magus used to be, apparently could use magic, but even the most superstitious of people do not believe that. So either magic is a well-guarded secret in this realm, or no magic exists, which is very rare in this is a fantasy novel?
So it's a fantasy adventure novel. However, the way that for this, it's more of a practical what's the word? Practical execution of how quote unquote magic works.
So I actually had a thought about that, because as they were describing it, where is it?
Again, this takes the timeline for this is more of like a Renaissance era type of book. So for what was considered magic, probably a lot of what was considered magic was proven in a scientific sense.
Yeah, I'm actually just looking for kind of a little bit of a description here, because they actually explained a little bit, and I had a thought, and I want to go into that, but I need the background information first. Give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
You know what, let me try doing a search here. Here we go. The guard said, "Yes, Magus," as he unlocked the barred gate. So I knew who it was at my door late at night. One of the king's most powerful advisors. In the days before the invaders came, the king's magus was supposed to have been a sorcerer, but not even the most superstitious believed that anymore. A magus was a scholar. He read scrolls and books in every language and studied everything that had ever been written and things that had never been written as well. If the king needed to know how many shafts of grain grew on a particular acre of land, the magus could tell him. If the king wanted to know how many farmers would starve if he burned that acre of grain, the magus knew that too. His knowledge, matched by his skills of persuasion, gave him the power to influence the king, and that made him a powerful figure at the court. So the thought that I had with that is this is very much following a real world, like an actual world description. In days past, your sorcerers, your magicians, they were learned. This is knowledge that was kept secret. These are things that were passed down from, say, court sorcerer, court magus to court magus, basically passed down through that line, and that was very closely guarded information. The shit that they could do was not commonplace, such as brewing tinctures, brewing what would have been considered potions or healing salves. Again, very closely guarded information, right? This is a learned man. This is somebody who knows his shit, apparently. He has no end of access to knowledge from what I'm gathering. One thing that gets me is that he studied everything that had ever been written and things that had never been written as well. He's traveled. He's learned folklore. He's learned word of mouth shit. A lot of it. Which tells me that the asshole that we're seeing in this chapter might not actually turn out to be an asshole in future chapters. I think he's going to play a rather large role in this book.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. There's a part of me that's like, is the asshole just a survival front?
It very well could be. It could also be a front to keep people away, because there's potential for a learned man that the amount of knowledge in, say, Middle Ages or Dark Ages or Iron Age, whatever you want to call it, Renaissance Age, learned men posed a threat, which means they had a lot of enemies.
Learned anyone, to be honest.
Anyone who has knowledge is a threat. Knowledge is key. You have enough knowledge, you can rule the world, right? Maybe it's a front to keep people away so they don't get hurt. I also see this magus as an information delivery system for us throughout this book. He's going to be one to maybe not narrate, but to... what's the word I'm looking for? Give us a fair bit of exposition.
Integration.
Yep. Thoughts? I
agree.
Yeah.
I think he's also somewhat afraid of the king. Because, so suppose, from the sounds of it, the previous king is dead.
Yeah, and we have...
Or he's no longer in power.
Yeah. And we have...
And apparently...
Go ahead.
And apparently, according to the descriptions that have been given, his appearance endeared him to his mother. Now, this could mean one of two things. Well, a few things, in my opinion. Maybe the mother was the ruling party in this case. Like, the mother was the powerful one, and the fact that his appearance looked similar to hers endeared him further. Or it could mean that she was, like, regent for him until he reached of age.
This king's overcompensating.
Mm-hmm.
This king has no faith in himself or his people or his men's ability. The king of Sunis was not polished, which infers rough edges. You know, he might not necessarily know how to handle himself. Nor was he an impressive bear-like man, the way the kings were in my mother's fairy tales. Whoa. Lorb, thank you for the 100 biddies.
Thank you.
Yay!
He was too short and nor was he an impressive bear-like man the way kings were in my mother's fairy tales. He was too short, too oily, and he was a shade too fat to be elegant, but he was shrewd. He routinely doubled his taxes and kept a large army to prevent any rebellion by his citizens. The taxes supported the army, and when the army itself became a threat, he sent it off to fight with his neighbors. Their victories enrich the treasury. This is a man who uses other people to achieve his means. This is not a loving king. This king is a fucking asshole, man.
Yeah.
And he knows it.
He gives Prince John energy.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually thinking that, like, very much Robin Hood vibes, which makes me wonder, is our protagonist
The Robin.
the Robin Hood?
You can't tell us, Dragon. You're not allowed.
Now, you have like extra information you can't tell us. But the book's name is The Thief. We know that he's being sent to steal something. We don't know from who. We don't know from what. We do know that the king has been... the king wants whatever this is. This king is an asshole. He's not above using people to get what he wants. And literally chewing them up and spitting them out when he's done, right?
I'll be right back. Bird's getting himself in trouble.
I'm wondering if our thief is going to turn on the king at some point. And potentially, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. And very much, for lack of better words, a Prince John arc. Dude, you're a dick. You need to be taken down a peg. Or, as a quote from one of my favorite movies, "From now on, all of the toilets in the kingdom shall be known as John's."
Monty Python!
No, actually, Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Oh, yeah,
It was
that
Patrick
was
Patrick Stewart that delivered that line. By the way, you probably never see this, but Patrick Stewart, thank you for your years of service.
Oh, yeah.
Like, fucking thank you.
On and off screen.
Anyways, now that I've done that runaway tangent, what else we got?
I just want to know what happens next now.
Fucking mood.
I'm going to make a theory on what they're stealing.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna make us a theory channel.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
My theory is that they are either stealing some sort of artifact of great importance, or it's not stealing, it's re-kidnapping somebody. I'm thinking this might be like a Shrek and Donkey gonna go save Princess Fiona type situation.
God damn it, I said slay the dragon, not slay the dragon.
I mean, but what if dragon turns into a pretty girl? Like, you guys see the TikTok of the really bodacious, muscular dragon that turns into a woman and does the walk, and then it's just guys saying death by Snoo. Death by Snoo.
I want to roll to seduce the dragon. All right, roll. It's a natural 20. All right, so this dragon shifts and changes, and as you watch, he starts to change into a form that looks remarkably familiar. It looks like you. Wait, are you saying, yes, you can go fuck yourself? Do we have anything else for chapter 1?
So, I just want to, like, kind of get back to the king for a second there.
Mm-hmm.
Him hiding behind the fucking curtain.
Yeah, that was...
Your boots were showing! You failed your sneak!
I'm surprised there wasn't just like a round shape and then feet.
Right? Those must have been some hefty, big-ass curtains in order to hide that plump ass.
Lots of ruffles.
No. Oh, God. Yeah, no, I forgot about that little tidbit, but then, like, rehearing that and rereading that, I was like, oh, yeah, the king's a fucking twat.
Neppy says, didn't I send you that meme, the go fuck yourself one? You probably did. However, I've known of that one for years. Also, yeah. Vincent would 100% would do that dragon. I mean, it's Vincent from D&D, so with that,
there was a time recently where I could have had a bardic ass.
I do have one more point that I want to hit on.
Mm.
What did you mean by broodmother?
Yeah,
I literally put it in my notes.
I used
Are
to play
you
a lot of
okay?
StarCraft, and Zerg was like some of my favorite characters to play. And I've always wanted to do a cosplay of
The
Queen.
brood mother.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so you're not actually a brood mother. You wanted to be one.
You
Well,
just
I mean,
wanted
I do
to
have-
StarCraft brood mom.
Yeah, I mean, I do have like most of a, basketball team already. I have children. For those who don't know, I've reproduced.
The only one of us to have had reproduced.
Yep. Well, with that, I'm thinking we should bring this episode to a close. It's been a decent discussion. We got a lot of shit out of this. We got more out of this than I thought we were going to.
Before that, there were some rewards that got redeemed.
Oh, again?
Well, right. Never mind. I missed the...
You missed my suffering, huh?
Yeah. But wasn't there a Lady Punnet rant that was redeemed as well?
It wasn't redeemed.
Oh.
Hold on.
Has it been asked for but not redeemed?
It was asked for, but nobody redeemed it. So what were we ranting about? Because there was a specific topic we wanted to do. We should also do this after I close out the episode.
Well, fine.
Right, yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and redeem it, though.
All right, so we get a lot more out of this episode than I thought we did, or than I thought we would, especially for a first chapter. We don't really have a lot of information at the moment. So I can't wait to see where this book goes. I'm actually excited for it. I'm excited to get back to our novels and sinking into other worlds. Like, books can take you to some absolutely amazing places.
Absolutely.
I get to adventure with my favorite Deefy boy.
It has been way too long since I've actually sat down and read a book, so I've enjoyed this. With that, for episode 9, if you'd like to follow us on social media, you can do so at lanktr.ee/idiotbooknook. You'll be able to find links to all of our individual socials, our podcast, our YouTube, and all of that glorious stuff. Come join us at 9 a.m. Wednesday mornings on Twitch if you want to see this filmed live and recorded live. But for episode 91 of the Idiot Book Nook, I'm Blaze.
I am the Reading Dragon.
I'm Lady Punnet.
And I'm Critter Shy.
And we'll see you in episode 92.
See you next time.
Why?
Wait.